Hello and welcome back to another episode of Showcase. Alright, time to butcher some pronunciations. Sorry for my horrible Indian interpretation of the language. Today's item is the Sevver. Now, for real-life equivalents, I've searched and I've come up with this, the Avril, I believe it's pronounced. Natively, this weapon is not really a weapon. It can be used as a weapon, but it's more of an agriculture tool. At least this is what I think this weapon here in Dark Souls is based on. But anyway, this is used for mainly agriculture, while splitting open coconuts, clearing pathways, and cutting wood. Although, in times of desperation for the culture, it can be used as a weapon. At least from what I'm deriving from Wikipedia pages and other information, it's mainly interpreted as a gangster weapon. How befitting, given that Shiva of the East was using it. And given his, I guess his approach to talking to everyone and doing things. Moving on to the animations, this is one of the few great curved swords available. So the animation is unique. The one-handed version is swinging out basically like a heavy machete. An awkwardly heavy one at that. The power attack is a lunge and a spin. Again, using that hook to your advantage. Going on from that, we got the basically sprint attack, which is similar to the power attack in its lunge. So, different at least. Alright, the jump attack is pretty much the pseudo front hand lunge. Same thing was for the backwards dash attack. Or the dodge attack. I got my terminology mixed up. Oh well. Alright. Now in terms of greatswords, it's always important to know the range of it. It's a little awkward to always tell with these, but roughly it's the length of your character, which I guess we're, I don't know, 6 feet tall, maybe? 5.5? It's never really explained anywhere, I don't think. But roughly your character's length in distance. Now on to two-handed animations. We now swing this sword with a lot more vigor, using it as basically a chopping hook. Two-handed power attacks is basically you're now using that full hook as basically a pseudo axe, if you will, and sending dust everywhere as if it was. A little bit ridiculous. Going on to the sprint attack, you got basically a lunge and using it like a giant battle axe. Maybe do split coconuts? Anyway, the backwards dash is very much like the jumping attack, so nothing new there. Alright, going on from that, we'll talk about the rolling attacks, which I forgot to include in the one-handed animations. And so you can see the basic rolling is a quick spin using a hook as a chopping apparatus. The two-handed variant, well, it's the same thing except now you're using two hands. Damage difference, maybe, but no, not that important in the end. So, pretty versatile and unique. Now on to the description and upgrade of the Sevver. Well, it's a curved greatsword, used in a mysterious ancient rite, imbued with a frightful occult energy, which will restore HP with each hit, which we'll test towards the end of the video. Spoiler, it's not very good. Moving on to the stats. Starting off with physical damage is 107, which is pretty good out of the package. And when you reach the soft cap, the bonus damage is 81, starting off, which is also pretty good. Moving on to the bonus stats, we got an E for strength and a C for dexterity. You would think it would be more with strength, given its size. No matter. Going on to damage reduction, physically you got 60% of damage, physical, 10% for magical, fire and lightning get 40, with a stability of 36, which is no different for most other greatswords. Now, the stat requirements for wielding this takes 24 strength, which makes sense given its size, and 13 dexterity, which you would think the bonuses there are a little screwed up, but no matter. Durability is 140, which isn't the biggest in the game, but isn't the smallest either. It's an acceptable range. The weight of roughly 10 pounds, which is kind of typical what you would think of this weapon of this size. So yeah, it's a bit strange with the dexterity, but no matter. Let's go on to the upgrades. Here's the base upgrade, which is plenty powerful. And yes, the raw upgrade, which, if you need to use this weapon. Divine upgrade. Then we got the occult upgrade, which does not enhance the lifestealing ability. The fire upgrade. And after that, we got the chaos upgrade with roughly 18, or was it 40 humanity. Then we got the chaos. And the magic bolt Sevver. Going on from that, we got the enchanted Sevver, which has seen the highest AR. The lightning Sevver. And for those who'd want it, the crystal Sevver, which will be the strongest physically speaking anyway. If you want this weapon and you're glutton for punishment, go into the poison lake at the very back of it, the opposite used to progress, and you'll find it about a bunch of slugs hoarding over it. No special requirements needed. Moving on to the performance of the Sevver. Personally, I don't like this weapon. Well, specifically I don't like its animations. The curved greatsword animation, a lot of the basic attacks have delay to them. I don't like that. And maybe that's why it's not more popular. Still powerful, make no mistake, but that half-second delay is mildly annoying. But talking that aside, the power of this thing, oh, plenty fine. It just tears right through everything. So there's no problem with that. But in terms of going through enemy armor and shields, suffers no issues at all. I guess maybe some if I use a light attack, but power attacks go right through. Now, going on to a backstab, I've been doing a couple attempts, but here it is at a 113 plus 65, so that's about 770, roughly. Now into a much bigger opponent. The Anolondo Guardians have a really high defensive value, but this weapon kind of trivializes that armor of theirs. Makes quick work of them, though me not being a little out of practice, getting a little rusty fighting these guys. Moving on, we got the Capra Demon. Even though the weapon has a half-second delay, it's not the end of the world. This thing puts out enough damage that even staggers the big guy. You can kill him in seconds. That's nice. Now we're going to omit the human damage, and we're going to look at that healing ability. So, you can see I'm going to take out a bit of damage here. I think it's enough. We can keep an eye on the health, and next to nothing. A sliver, if you will. Now, the wiki says you can't use the evil eye with this weapon, and in case you can, as I demonstrate here. Oop, that's bad. Well, that's another reason to get this weapon to try. You see, yeah, I got a bit of health. For the tiny bit of the health, but mainly it's the evil eye ring restoring my health. Per kill, not really per hit. The healing aspect of the Sevver is minuscule at best. If you're relying to heal yourself with this weapon, well, you're asking for punishment. Let's move on. Going on to the pros and cons of the Sevver. Well, on the pros, it is a unique animation set for this weapon. It does restore health. I won't call it a con, it's still a pro. Alright. I think that's the only pros for this weapon, to be honest. Cons? The animation set can be bothersome for some people. Mainly people like me. The amount healed by that effect isn't all that great. Durability-wise, it's not as good as other great swords. And of course there's the weight. It's pretty heavy too. Those are the pros and cons. Moving on to the score. Damage? I'm really going to give that a solid B. It was good for damage. Reach? I'm also going to give it a B. Good reach on a weapon too. Animation? Now, since there isn't a whole lot of curved greatswords and its animation's very distinctive, I'm going to also give that a B. Scaling? Across all upgrades, scaling was pretty darn good. I'm going to also give that a B. Miscellaneous, though, that's where it kind of tanks a little bit. I'm going to give that a D+ for that odd ability not really living up to expectations. So overall, I'm going to give this a B-. It's a fairly good weapon, but a little odd though. So you got a room full of corpses, and this weapon's still left over. But then again, a lot of other weapons can accomplish this, and probably better too. But it's up to you. No matter, that's been Showcase for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.